Hello. In my previous videos, I talked about things you should never do when you move into a new organization as a quality and food safety manager. Today, I'll be talking about things that you need to do to hit the ground running when you move into a new organization as a quality and food safety manager. While you are still basking in the euphoria and excitement that comes with you getting that new job, it is important that you need to do certain things for you to succeed and retain your job, for a very long time in that organization. It is no news that most quality and food safety manager, after spending some few months in an organization, sometimes regret their actions for joining that particular organization because frustration begins to set in when not being able to, implement your own values, your own creativity, or even hit the ground running as you have planned. You have skill set already, you have all your plan written and documented, but you're unable to implement those plans because the environment is not what you think it is when you are looking at it from the outside. So I will tell you, to succeed, that the very first thing that you should do when you move into a new organization is for you to understand the process. Most people, when they join a new organization, they do not take their time, to understand the process that is in place. Why? Because they are still excited. They just got a new job, and they are now the head of department, or a new salary. You'll be smiling to the bank and all that. But those are actually quite important. But what is more important is for you to know that you need to succeed on that job, and you need to hit the ground running, and you need to start giving value as quickly as you can, because you have 6 months to prove yourself to the organization that you're actually the right fit, for the job. So what you should do is to, first of all, understand the process. And the process involves, firstly, understanding how the production line works. What kind of products are produced by this company? What kind of warehousing system is in place? You understand? How does this line run? Is it, similar to where the organization you're coming from, or it is completely different? Like somebody coming from a beverage industry, or maybe a pharmaceutical industry, and moving to a dairy industry. They're, a different process entirely. So it is important that you understand the process. You understand how the line runs. You understand the critical control points on those lines, what the equipment are and what they do and how they work. Luckily for you, you get the opportunity to go through induction, and during the induction you'll be showed all the critical machine, the critical equipment, even maybe by the engineering manager or somebody in the technical team would usually take you around. And that time that you are being taken around is your learning moment. So it's advisable for you to have your notepad with you, where you take notes about the critical equipment in that particular organization and how they work and the principle behind them. So you have a lot of learning to do, in your first, few weeks in that particular organization, or during your induction. Some company takes 1 or 2 to 3 months to induct you. Some company takes few weeks for you to be inducted, and you need to start hitting the ground as fast as you can, because that is what you have been paid for. So you need to understand the system. It is very, very important if you must succeed, because let me tell you the secret, that the people you are going to meet on ground will also do some background check about you. They want to know, where is this guy coming from? Is this guy coming from a similar company, or this guy is coming from an entirely different company? So if you are coming from a similar company, maybe dairy to dairy, then they say, okay, you already have the experience. So they may not be able to cajole you, or they may not be able to hide some things from you, and of course they respect your view, because they know or think about the process or system already. So they just need to show you where the equipment are, or just to do like a retraining or familiarization. without equipment. But once they do their background check and they see that this guy is a newbie, is coming from an entirely different company, that produces different products, like coming from a dairy, company to a non-dairy company or vice versa, then they already know that you have this skill gap already. That while you may have vast experience in quality and food safety, they still know that you still have, a limited knowledge about, the particular process in that particular organization. And that is why it is important for you to use that few weeks while you are being inducted to learn as much as you can about the process. So don't go quickly being bossy and start dishing out instruction. Use it as a learning curve. Use that first few weeks that you are there to learn how the system works, what sections you have in the production line, how the different raw material comes together to form a finished product, how the products are packaged, how the products are coded, how the products are produced, where the starting point of that process and where does it end. You also look at the storage systems of the raw material. Where are they kept? At what temperature are they kept? So you need to learn a lot of things while you are being inducted. So that is one way you can succeed, and those are the things you need to be doing. You take notes, write as much as you can. You can even keep late nights to study what you have written. And also, a plus to you is you can even stay much more close much more later than expected, for you to comprehend and digest and reflect on what you have learned on a daily basis. And if you do all of that, then you are, setting up yourself up, to succeed already, and your foundation will be very, very strong. So it is important for you to know the process before you begin to hit the ground running. Thank you.